Hola, what's up, guys? Okay, I'm blinding myself for y'all because I want to get this good lighting. I want to get the light in it, but I really wanted to talk about hookup culture, FOMO, all these things. My worst hookups, I want to give y'all a few of those because some of them have really been traumatic. Honestly speaking, because from a last video which I spoke about Jeffrey Dahmer and how he was even able to get away with so many murders, is because like men, like we sluts, for real, like we sluts. It's crazy. And I think as I get older, I kind of grow out of it more and more every day, because it just doesn't. Ooh, my brake is being weird. As I get older, it just becomes more and more not appealing to just like have somebody hit you up and it's like a random pick up their asshole or like their dick, or just like even when you're bored and horny and all these things, and that you would never feel like you're enough. A lot of times you never feel like you're up to a lot of these people's standards, because I don't know, some of y'all have like these crazy standards, like it's crazy. But I really wanted to talk about this because I feel like we experience a lot of FOMO, and that's why we do a lot of things that we do, because it's like, oh, I've never been with a specific type of person, or never done this or X, Y, and Z, or never had a daddy, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we do a lot of things because we feel like we've never experienced it, and we put ourselves in a lot of predicaments over things that 9 times out of 10 aren't worth it. I could keep it a buck with y'all, like, and I said this in one of my videos before, most of my hookups I've ever done, and I've honestly, like, I've met a lot of dudes online. I'm about to be 27. And a lot of times it wasn't worth it. A lot of times I felt used. They might have felt used, or it wasn't even that good. You know what I'm saying? The sex was okay, or we may not even had sex, or whatever the case may be. Or they probably had something going on, or like an STI or something like that. And there's just so many different factors. And like going to the STI thing, on the hookup part, sometimes, especially men, y'all gotta, like, we gotta get checked out, especially if you're really sexually active. You have to really go to the clinic and go to the doctor or wherever you need to go to make sure that your health is top tier, because you can't really be going to people's places or invite people over and you got a whole bunch of shit going on. And sometimes, like, people can see it too. Like, it's not like certain things where you don't know somebody has something or not. Like, sometimes you can kind of see what the fuck you got going on. And let's be real, that's not attractive. It's not. But bouncing back from that little thought, when it comes to just like these hookups and things like that, very rarely do we really get the fulfillment that we truly and really desire. A lot of times, it's you're bricked up or whatever the case may be, and you're just trying to do something, a little something, and then the worst part is, I feel like a lot of times, oh my god, like I've had dudes tell me a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, I can't wait to see you again, blah blah blah. This won't be the first time. This won't be your first or last time. All this shit, and you'll never hear from them again. And it's like, oh, on to person number 5, or on to whoever, my next target. And we move from people to people like it's I don't even know how to even explain the frequency of how a lot of guys move on these apps. It's crazy. You feel disposable. Oops. Oh, this car's about to cause an accident. You feel very disposable. You don't really feel like you're of value. And you don't really feel respected. And honestly, there's times where I really have to think about it. Like, do I even respect myself? Like, do I care enough about myself to stop engaging in this? Because it's not really beneficial to me. And sometimes it takes maturity to really to see some of these things, because we like to be in denial about a lot of things. and feel like, oh, well, men, we got this and we don't have attachment issues and all these shits. And I don't feel like that's true. I feel like a lot of y'all motherfuckers lying. And the other thing is, when it comes to these, these apps, there's times where you'll meet somebody, like you really genuinely like somebody, or you start to catch feelings, or because that's like a natural response to your body. Your body, you're having a natural response. You like somebody, you bonded with them, you spent enough time with them, you get to know them, and lo and behold, I'm just looking for something casual, X, Y, and Z, or just nothing meaningful, or just completely waste of time, honestly, besides just having sex. And a lot of times you can kind of just do what you needed to do anyways with just your hands, but I guess sometimes you want the real deal, and that's okay. I'm not here to judge on what people want to do with their lives, because I've been there too. We've all been there, and we still continue to do it. But I think these conversations need to happen more and more, because honestly speaking, I've never really been in like a serious relationship. Real talk. I don't know if I said this before. I've dated somebody for like a couple months, but I've never really been in like a serious relationship. And it's kind of concerning, because I really think about it myself, like, am I is something wrong with me, or do I have issues? Because I was talking to my friend, and she's like, I think you have commitment issues. And I was like, do you really feel that? Because I don't see it. And I was reading somebody's comment they left a few days ago about, preferences that guys may or may not want, especially when it comes to actually what people want to date. And I've seen, from the spectrum of, a guy might want somebody really masculine and really thuggish and really, what I'm saying, like really, or sometimes it might be, or they need somebody on like prettier side or whatever, and your body got to be like this, and your dick got to be like this long and all this stuff. And I'm just like, geez, we got some unrealistic standards. And it'll only hurt us in the long run, but I feel like experience is the best teacher. And I feel like a lot of men haven't really experienced the hardships of dating, because like a lot of us are still young, especially like with the digital age on the Grindr and the Tinder, all that stuff. This is mainly young people. Older folks didn't really have this back then. Like, this is, I want to say recently, let's say back in like, when was Grindr even started? Let's really think about it. I don't know, maybe like 2009, 2008. This is fairly a new thing for our generation of men. So we're still young. We're still young and going through these things and still making discoveries and figuring things out and navigating. We're still young. We haven't really experienced old age. Like some of these dudes on YouTube be like, I'm 55 and I wish I had did this when I was younger. We haven't experienced that yet, so we didn't learn yet. Honestly, we haven't fallen on our ass and really felt the pain. We felt the loneliness a lot of times, but we really haven't felt the pain when it's like, damn, I'm 55 and nobody really wants me like that, or X, Y, and Z, and everybody thinks I'm old and all this shit. We haven't really experienced that, so we don't really know, and we don't really know how to treasure things when we really see it. Because I feel like there's a lot of times I have liked somebody and they might not have liked me, or they like me and I might have liked them, and this is one of those situations where it's give and take. Not everybody that approaches you or you approach is gonna have the reciprocate the same feelings. But sometimes we be lying to ourselves, because there's been times like I've liked somebody and I wouldn't give them the time of day, because I feel like, oh, he might be a little bit too old, or whatever the case may be. And granted, I do have standards when it comes to certain things. I'm not gonna say like it's just I'm an open door bitch, fuck out of here. But I do have standards, because I feel like if let's say I'm looking towards a relationship, granted I don't know about that right now because I'm working so much, y'all. I'm working like 3 jobs, honestly. So I don't know how that would even work. But I mean, I like to be Superman. I like to try, but shit, I don't think right now is even the appropriate time. But back, even scratch that, all that. But even times where I wasn't working so much and I had more time to myself, we keep. I feel like there's times we have candidates that come in our life that would actually make like a great partner, or potential. You know, there's potential. We meet people with potential, and we can't lie. None of y'all don't lie. We all have been there. We have plenty of people. We probably still do, but we just don't want them like that. And you know, it's sometimes a lot, especially with guys. Guys will have sex with these dudes, or you'll keep them around, and there's more value. There's more value to these people than just, you know, what they bring sexually. But a lot of us don't really want to have that conversation, because I feel like, going back to the FOMO thing, you feel like somebody else is going to be better along the way. You don't want to hold on to this person if you feel like Chad around the corner might come along next year. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're not seeing it. We can't see it because we're looking at things that's not even there. This is like that hopeless romantic situation where you're like a slut and also hopelessly romanticizing this man that is not even in your life. It's kind of weird, don't you think? It's really strange, because instead of trying to work with the person that could probably make a good relationship, or a great partner, or even a great friend, we don't do that. We'd rather just keep looking and looking and looking and looking until eventually we run out of time. And you honestly know when you run out of time, because you'll feel it. Sometimes I feel like I have, but I ain't feeling it. It ain't. This isn't it. And I know I was watching a video. It was Damon Dominique and Best Dress, and she was talking about having like a deck of cards, and let's say you pull a card and the card is 4 or 5. Do you keep pulling to see if you're gonna get a bigger number, or do you hold on to that number and appreciate the number for what it is? There's certain things that we don't look at in totality, because a lot of people still feel like, well, shit, I got a 6 right now, but if I keep looking, I might find an 8. And in reality, if you work together and really develop the relationship, or develop more intimate, if you develop more intimately with the person that might be a 5 or a 6 or whatever the case may be, that person could go from a 6 to like an 8 or a 10, but you don't know, or I don't know, if we don't give people chances. And I'm really big on chances. Honestly speaking, I am. If people approach me, especially if you approach me, I give you brownie points if you approach me, because I'm really scared. Not necessarily that I'm scared of rejection, but I don't know. I think it's already hard to be fucking gay out here and trying to fucking approach men. Like, sometimes I don't even know if a dude's gay or whatever the case may be. So I give you fucking brownie points. So if a dude ever came and asked me out some shit, and I found you attractive or whatever, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to go out. I might not go to your place first and foremost. I ain't trying to be on no Jeffrey Dahmer shit, but I'm willing to see. I'm optimistic in that way, and I think some of us, should be more like that. But I think that comes with time. Honestly, you got to really learn to really see certain things and really know how to seize the moment, because I feel like a lot of us don't know how to just catch something when you really, what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes we're not opportunistic in certain sense. And also, to touch note on, there's a sense of FOMO, but there's also a sense of resentment. Because I even remember the other day, I was just getting depressed for like no reason. and I don't know if it was like seasonal depression or whatever. I was just thinking about a whole bunch of shit, and I'm at work, and I'm pretty sure we all work with people that we find attractive. Most of the time they're straight, and I think that just made me depressed because it's like, damn, I feel really isolated sometimes, because sometimes I feel like people don't really get me or get what I'm coming from or fully understand me, and people don't always have to understand you, but they do need to respect you. But it would be nice for people to be more understanding of us and see where we're coming from. But one thing I can say, like, when I'm at work, I've never really had like nobody try me or anything like that, or really be disrespectful or rude to me, or like anything serious like that. But there's times I feel like would there be men and they would say hi to me, and then sometimes they wouldn't say hi, and I'm like, geez, like, why did you stop saying hi to me? Like, I liked when you say hi to me. Fuck, it made me feel sad, because I'm like, is something wrong with me? Like, do they feel like I might like them now because I don't want to be like I'm openly gay at work, but like I wear my fucking pride flag on my fucking hat at work. I don't give a fuck, because I just don't want to deal with that headache. I don't want people asking me stupid ass questions that I don't like. So that's why I kind of just do that. But sometimes, or like when I was going through that depression, and it wasn't like a long, period of time. It was just in that moment for a few hours, maybe the day. And I just felt really resentful to a lot of men. Like, one of my coworkers, we don't work in the same department, he like held the door for me, and I should have said thank you, but I just like walked out, and I felt kind of bitchy about that, because usually I'd be like, thank you, thanks for that, I would be polite. But geez, I was not in the best mood, and I just really felt that resentment towards him, because it's just, sometimes you just get fed up with yourself, because you feel so misunderstood a lot of times. So that was that. But it's so funny, because I didn't even talk about my worst damn hookups. Didn't I say I was gonna fucking talk about that shit? But we're gonna get back into that, and I'm not gonna make this video super long, because I'm gonna try to keep this less than like 30 minutes, right? But you develop this resentment, and I think it definitely starts with the men that we encounter, especially online. It do. Because, let me see. When you meet some guy to even the time I had like literally, I made a whole video like my best sneaky link. But even that guy, right? There's still a level of, geez, these people are crazy. There's still a level of resentment, because just the way the whole situation was handled. Because these people are driving really crazy. Okay, we get it. Damn. He cut you off. Get over it. Oh my God. Why are they driving like this? No. They're wild today. They're wild. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to cut this part out, because they're driving like assholes. But okay, back to what we're saying. Right, so even with my best sneaky link ever, I still hold a little level of resentment / saltiness, just because of the way it was ended. Like, I had such a great time. It was such a fun. I really bonded with this person, and I really enjoyed their company, and I really connected, to only fucking get ghosted eventually down the line, and just tossed and disregarded, right? So who wouldn't develop any form of resentment when you deal with that, let's say on like a weekly / monthly basis? I think especially gay guys, we put ourselves through a lot of, shit from people. and you never feel like you're enough for anybody, and that's honestly why, if you're not really a hookup person, or you feel like you need to be on Grindr, bitch, you don't need to be on that shit. It ain't all that. Promise you. Because most of the guys I've ever had sex with, it was never that good. That I felt like, oh wow, like I gotta see you again. Or there's times I've had like good sex, and you know, we've never talked again, or we try to make something work and it just doesn't go that way, and it's just, and then you feel used, and you get depressed, and then it's just a whole cycle again. And it's like, and then there's the hopeless romantic aspect to that, where in the back of, and y'all don't lie, because in the back of some of y'all's head, we want this to not just be one night. Realistically speaking, I don't, you know, that's the sad part. A lot of us, we don't want this to just be one night. We want something more than that. I don't want it to just be one night. I want it to be the next night, and then the next week, and then the week after, and then maybe we could just chill and watch a movie, or play Xbox, or go on the beach and actually spend time together. I think a lot of us do want that, but we don't want to admit it. We don't. Because there's times where I've been over a dude's house, and I felt like, oh wow, this would be something, and then it just doesn't even go that way. And then I get depressed, and I say, I'm gonna keep looking, because I'm gonna keep looking, and I don't want to give up, and I want to keep my options open, all this shit, just to keep repeating the cycle of the same fuckery over and over and over again. And it doesn't get anybody anywhere, because realistically, most gay guys I know are single. Yeah, I know we see like the guys on TikTok and on YouTube, and they're really able to monetize off that, because shit, it's nice to watch. I love watching couples vlogs, and I like watching like couples TikToks and other videos. I'm invested, bitch, because you know why? Because I ain't got it. So if I ain't got it, I gotta live through somebody else for something that I want. And if I can't get it for me, I'd rather see it for somebody else. And these people, they benefit a lot from this, because it's just like people want to see it, because a lot of us don't have it. So one way or another, we gotta get our little dopamine fix some way or another. But I think the way with how hookup culture is going and all these things, maybe, just maybe, there'll be a turn. I don't know, maybe something will happen where people will have a realization that, oh, maybe I shouldn't have to put myself through all of this, because it's really draining and depressing, because you know, even on the aspect of not feeling enough, and just the constant rejection, and it would be like the rejection for a lot of things that you can't control, like a lot of, or like men would have, like, oh my god, I'm gonna give an example, right? Or like weird energy guys. I'm giving you a few examples of dudes that would hit me up, right? I had this one dude hit me up a few weeks ago. This was before I deleted Grindr. And I don't know, I guess he was like super horny, and he was trying to do something. So he's like, let's meet up X, Y, and Z and meet here, Can you host? I'm like, I can't host, because I don't have a house yet. I gotta work on my house. I gotta finish my house. But he was like, can you host? And then he was just being really erratic and spamming me with messages. So I was like, no. So I guess he invited me to like meet at some park or some shit. And I was just like, and my dumbass was like, yeah, like, let's meet up there. Right? And you see how Jeffrey Dahmer got away. Because we're fucking stupid. Stupido. But if he was just like spamming me so many messages, hey, when you're ready, da da da, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a shower, I'm gonna change my clothes, I'm gonna get in my car, you know, I gotta get ready. What the fuck? Like, y'all are weird. People gotta take a shower and smell good and be, you know, like, be presentable. So it's just like spamming me with all these messages is like back to back. Oh my god, are you ready? Oh my god, how far? ETA, all this shit. I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with this man? And sometimes we don't even know it, but like, some people are really not really good in the head, honestly speaking. And that one was showing, because it's like, are you properly stringing your thoughts together? I just told you, like, I'm gonna shower, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. It's gonna take some time. And then as soon as I like get out the shower or whatever, he messaged me like, oh, sorry, I came, I jerked off already. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was just like, blocked, because you're weird. You're very strange. And you deal with a lot of shit like that of guys that don't really, honestly, don't really have a lot of self-control in any shape or form. You know, granted, we all have our vices, but some people really have don't really have that self of self, and are really like, it's giving very much unstable, honestly speaking. Very much unstable, very much cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And I feel like when you feel that energy coming in, you kind of need to avoid it like a plague, and take a step back and really look what you're doing and look what you're about to do, and say to yourself, is this really fucking worth it? Because it's probably not. It's probably not, honestly. And just with like meeting guys, like the other day, like I said, dudes will fucking tell you anything. Oh, I can't, oh, this is only gonna be the last time I'm gonna see you again, all this shit. Have I met that motherfucker again? No. No. And that's okay. You know, people are gonna do what the fuck they're gonna do. But we gotta expect better from ourselves, honestly. We have to have better standards, because what the fuck is really, what is we really doing? Honestly speaking, what are we really doing? But I think I'm gonna leave this video at that, because I think I kind of just said what I needed to say anyways. I'm glad that the video isn't like super obnoxiously long like I usually make them. I try not to, but a bitch be talking mad long, so I just really, sometimes I just gotta get my whole thoughts out and just really just talk and just vent and just talk about things. Because you guys be listening. I really appreciate that. Y'all be listening to me talk for like mad long. But thank you guys for watching the video. I do have a few more videos that I want to make, and I'm just really busy right now, honestly speaking. So sometimes when I just do videos like this, it's because when I want to make something that's really like really top tier edited premium content, it takes a while to do. It takes a while to edit, it takes a while to write it, all these things. And it just takes a lot to just really process all of that. So I'm really trying to get more stuff out. Hopefully when I have my house back up, because unfortunately I'm like redoing it and doing renovations and all this stuff. So I'll be able to make videos more frequently. I'm not saying I can't do it now. Like, if I need to make a video, I'll make a video. Like, you know, I'm in my car, I'm recording. I'll make it happen. But I have a lot of content that I kind of want to record in a more intimate space, where I'm not driving and focusing on not running into somebody. Is this bus gonna go? Get the you mad at me? I'm letting the bus go. This is what I mean. Like, yo, these people are crazy. Like, y'all. All right, y'all. I gotta go, cause Brooklyn drivers are different. They're different. But like I said, thank you guys for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for leaving the comments. I try to respond to all of you. Sometimes y'all be leaving me paragraphs. I gotta read all that shit. But I really appreciate all the interactions that you guys do. I really appreciate the fact that you guys even sit down and watch my long ass talk about these damn elongated conversations. But I do like having these talks because it's just a good way to vent and just talk about things and kind of you know, get into contact with like-minded people. So I really appreciate all that. So thank you guys. I will see you guys in my next video. I don't know when. I'm probably gonna upload next week, but like I'll see. But thank you guys.